Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are back here doing another episode prediction for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead. This is Season 7, Episode 15, entitled Something They Need. Now, without further ado, there will be spoilers, okay? That's without saying. It's a prediction video. It's kind of hard to do that without spoilers, all right? Now, with that being said, I think this episode is going to be amazing. I think that it's going to be a lot of what we've been expecting for a while. You know, the really... The real big push, I guess, to, start the initiation of fighting against Negan. Now, we know that they've been doing this in the entire time, gathering guns, gathering people, the scavengers and stuff like that. They've been planning it, but they never really took a serious step. And that one serious step was, I think, taken last episode, with Sasha and Rosita planning to assassinate Negan. I know they kind of obviously went off the script, they went off on their own and they did their own thing, but at the same time, they can maybe, I don't know if it's necessarily a hint towards Negan that this could be the start of something, but in the trailer for this episode, in the promo for it, the 2 episodes left promo, which, by the way, will be down in the description below along with the sneak peek for this episode, if you guys want to go check it out before you guys go ahead and see my predictions. You hear Negan saying, this could be the start of something or something like that. And we actually get to know, we get to find out, rather, that Sasha is taken prisoner, so she's not dead yet. She hasn't been killed yet. She is taken prisoner. It looks like she's being held much like Daryl was when he was there at the sanctuary. So that's definitely an interesting fact, but I don't know if this really tipped Negan off as to what's coming, or, did she just go rogue off on her own, or, what really happened there? Because we know now that Negan knows, he knows outright that she's a part of Rick's group, she was back there at the lineup when Abraham and Glenn, got the bat, but, I don't know if he's going to really think that it's Rick and them fighting back, or, maybe it might cross his mind or something and be like, no, they wouldn't do that, something like that. I'm not really sure if that's going to tip him off, but it's probably, it's got to give him the idea, I guess. And that's definitely interesting to find out what's going to happen there. As for the rest of the episode, for starters, the synopsis for this episode is as follows. Alexandrians visit a distant community, rather. A distant? That's not a word. A distant community. And we don't really know what this means. I mean, obviously they visit a community, but what community is it talking about? First things first, the communities that are pretty much in this episode so far, going from the promo and the one sneak peek that we have, it looks like we're going to be able to see everybody except for maybe the Kingdom. Now, the Kingdom could appear somewhere in the episode, but judging from the promo, it's not going to happen. The Kingdom's not a part of this episode, but we do get to see Maggie, we do get to see Daryl, we do get to see Rick and all the other Alexandrians, so we get to see Alexandria at least, or the people from Alexandria. We do get to see the hilltop with Maggie there as well. There's shots of Negan in the promo, as I said, when he said, this could be the start of something. So we do get to see the sanctuary there. The hilltop, Alexandrians, like I said, all those people are going to be involved in this episode, along with a distant community revealed in the promo. If it's a quick, glance, they're sieging someplace, but it's a quick glance at one of the toppers of a cabin in the promo, and it says Oceanside. So we do know that Tara obviously told Rick and the group about Oceanside. That much is known now, This is that distant community that the synopsis is talking about. So they are going to be going to Oceanside. It looks like it's being sieged. There's explosions and fire and people running around and, stuff like that. I don't necessarily think that Rick and the group is going to do that, to start it off, I think they might send in Tara or somebody with Tara or something like that and ask them if they want to join, foremost. But I think it's ultimately going to lead to an assault, or maybe they also get attacked by the Saviors at the exact same time Rick's crew shows up. I mean, that would be coincidental, but it could happen, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there. Are Rick and the group just going to want to take their guns and are they going to kill for it? Are they going to attack Oceanside like they attacked the Saviors outpost, in last season in season 6? That would be brutal, But at the same time, they did try to kill Tara, back in season 6. So that could be retaliation right there, We have no idea. Tara did promise, that she wouldn't say anything about the ocean side. Obviously, that promise is now broken. What does that mean for Tara and, her friend? I don't exactly remember her name. It started with Cindy, maybe? I think it might be Cindy. It's been a while, I'm not exactly sure what her friend's name was, but either way, it hasn't really been a while. It was in season 7. Okay. Nonetheless, okay, they are going to Oceanside. They are getting the weapons and the guns, or they're at least planning on it. It looks like the place is being sieged upon. They're planning some sort of an attack or like an ambush. We get to see Michonne set up in a tree with a sniper rifle, and she's taking shots. I'm not exactly sure who at. As I said, I don't necessarily think that Rick and the group would just attack this community without at least trying to reason with them and get them to join, first, because they definitely could use the numbers. But with that being said, I mean, I could be wrong, They could attack. We have no idea at this point, but it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, it definitely looks like something's happening there at the ocean side. It's just, is it Rick's group? Is it another group? The Saviors are finally catching up to where those women, ran off and hid to, that could definitely be. But I am interested. I definitely am. And like I said, Daryl is with them as well. Daryl is with Rick and the Alexandrians. He's with Rick. He's with Michonne. He's with all of them going to the ocean side, which is another reason to believe that I think that it very well is Dwight, hanging out with Rosita, or, the one that Rosita saw. I think that it is Dwight because Daryl is with Rick right now, And in the promo, I didn't actually see Rosita, so something tells me Rosita's maybe still having a conversation with Dwight, or, something's going on there. I'm definitely interested to see what happens there. Is Dwight trying to gain her trust, or, something like that? Are we going to see Dwight and Rosita in this episode, or are we actually going to see that it was Dwight? Definitely interesting. I can't wait. In the promo or the sneak peek, there was no Dwight, there was no Rosita. So, I mean, that much remains a mystery. We do get to see Sasha, like I said, which means we are going to see the sanctuary, and Rosita was just outside of the sanctuary. So you got to think we might actually see her and, see an interaction with Dwight or whoever it was. Dwight or Daryl. I still think it was Dwight. My personal opinion. Disagree with me if you want to, but pretty sure it was Dwight. Also within the promo, we do get to see, as I said, the Hilltop and Maggie and Gregory, especially them having a little altercation there. Also, I forgot to say, Jesus was with Rick and Daryl and all of them going to the ocean side, so Jesus is with them. That could be taken either way. So Jesus is with them. That's another reason to believe that I think Rick and the group might actually go to the Hilltop and get Daryl and get Jesus. We might actually see them come at the start of the episode, or, whatever. Either way, though, I think it's definitely going to be interesting. And as for the Hilltop and as for Maggie and Gregory, we get to see a little altercation there in the promo. Gregory asking her, what are you still doing here? Where are your friends? Stuff like that. And it looks like Maggie's gardening or farming or whatever she's doing. But then actually we get to see that more in a sneak peek where Maggie's basically outside of the walls of the Hilltop, planting some crops or, doing some gardening and farming and getting some seeds down and stuff like that out there, which is definitely interesting to say the least, because we actually get to see her sort of, taking charge of the future of that place, planting these crops and, doing this all for, the future of the Hilltop. She's planning ahead. She's pregnant right now. She can't really join the fight, so she's doing what she can to make sure that place is sustained, so to speak, which I think is great. I think that it's an awesome personality, or how would I say that? An awesome trait. That was the word I was looking for. It's an awesome trait to have, to be looking towards the future, even though you may not have one. You know what I mean? You have to be optimistic, and that's exactly what Maggie's doing. And Gregory comes outside, basically asks her that question in the sneak peek, and basically is about to head back inside. Maggie asked him to go ahead and keep watch. He pulled out his knife, and then we get a really eerie sort of vibe from Gregory as the camera shifts to like the back of Gregory, and he's holding his knife, and he's right behind Maggie, and it's really weird, you know. We get to see that in the promo, which leads us to believe that he might be planning on killing her, but then in the sneak peek, he just dug it out to actually stand guard and, you know, help keep watch while she's doing the farming. But at the same time, the camera does, you know, transition away and has like eerie music that he actually might do something, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a weird scene, to say the least. It very well may be playing out the comic storyline with Gregory and Maggie, although that happens later in the comics. But I guess it could happen now, you know, it definitely could. And I'm definitely interested to see the results of that. Another reason to believe that I think it might be happening now is the fact that Maggie accepts his apology, and you know, he wanted to talk to her about the future of things, and, you know, just wanted to talk to her about a few things, and she accepted his apology and then told him to meet her later in the trailer, you know? And that is something that happened in the comic book. I'm not necessarily going to spoil it, but if you guys read the comic book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He goes to her trailer and something happens, all right? So I'm interested to see what's happening there, and I think that it might, you know, we might actually get to see a hint of it maybe. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen in this episode. He could contemplate it, you know. But as for this episode, I think we're going to really get to see Alexandria, you know, sort of storm the ocean side and search for those guns, because we know that they had a whole shit ton of guns last time that Tara was there. You know, that big shack, that big cabin that they opened up, and it was just lined with guns, you know? And we sort of took it as foreshadowing, you know, as to something. Why would they show us all those guns, you know, if they weren't going to take them or weren't going to come back for them or something like that? And now it looks like they finally are. So they did show us the guns for a reason, you know, that bit of info was put into our minds for a specific reason. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching my episode predictions for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead. Again, this was Season 7, Episode 15, entitled Something They Need. Something They Need, referring to the guns, you know, and the supplies and stuff like that. So, with that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys supporting my videos. As always, make sure you guys go ahead and check into my episode review this coming Monday of Something They Need, and there's 2 episodes left, guys, episode 15 and 16. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.